welcome back to Clash Royale Radio, episode number 16. I am your host, Dylan.
And I'm your co-host, Caleb.
And guys, this week we're going to be talking about the state of the game and where it's heading. And then we're going to be talking about a card spotlight, which is brand new.
Yep.
And then we got a mid-ladder deck for y'all to try out.
Oh, boy.
But before we get started, guys, we have a brand new guest with us here today, Noah. So, Noah, how are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling awesome. I'm pumped to talk about all these very interesting topics today. I think it's going to be a good session.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you joining on with us. So,
yep.
I'm very glad to be here. Thank you very much for having me on.
Definitely. And guys, before we get started, please join our Discord server. The link will be down at the show notes below.
And if you listen to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, or any other platform, go ahead and leave a review to support the show.
And if you want to support us more, guys, you guys can become a Patreon. Everything you need to know is obviously down at the show notes below.
All right, Cracer sent us another question.
I feel like he always has questions.
I think so too, yeah.
This is like the third one, I swear.
Yeah, no kidding. He says, what is your strategy in picking cards in Mega Draft?
Noah, you got it.
Yeah, you can go first.
Yes, because I love Mega Draft so much.
You're the only one.
The only one in the world, actually. But no, my strategy, honestly, the first thing I do is I just look for the best spell on the board. I think a lot of people probably do that. But I think the best spell, usually like a poison, is what I try to grab. A poison, or occasionally if there's like a Mighty Miner and there's no reset, I'll go for a Mighty Miner or an Inferno Dragon. And then I just kind of go from there. And yeah.
Yes, I'm about similar as that. Like I go for like, I really like Miner, and Miner's one of my first cards that I pick. Obviously, Lightning is really good, especially if there's like a RG on the board. I might snag it at the end. But honestly, if there's minion hordes and arrows, I pick arrows first.
Really?
And then at the end, because he's not going to do minion horde after that.
True.
And then I'll pick minion horde at the end, and then he's kind of screwed, depending on what he has. Like if he has like maybe fireball or something. But like
I'll use
minion horde can kill. Like
I don't play a lot of Mega Draft. The only time I play Mega Draft is if I'm going against you, Dylan, or obviously anybody else on the Discord.
So what's your strategy? Do you look at my deck first, or
if I'm going first, I look at like what kind of champions are out there. I might go first champions or not. It kind of depends. If there's drill, I'll take drill.
It's your favorite card. I know.
I'll take the cards that like I'm really good at playing with, and then I'll try to work it out. That's kind of how I'll go. But it also depends on what you pick first as well. Because I'll just try to pick, like, if you pick, let's say, E-Giant, I'll try to pick a card that will counter that.
Right.
And I'll just work on the defensive deck kind of thing. So, but spells, I never kind of thought of that, going for spells first. So that's smart.
I normally do. Yeah.
You always do?
Yeah, I normally do. All right, the part that Noah cannot wait, that we all can't wait, the state of the game and where it's heading.
Can I go first on
this? Go for
one?
it. You got the floor, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm falling off the game right now. I'm just not interested to play. No, not interested to play. And I think here's why. The tokens, where you have to get, 1,000, and then you can finally unlock
1,000 per day.
Yeah, 1,000 per day. Okay. I don't think by you getting 1,000, how should I put this? So, you know the shop, right?
Right.
And you see things that you can get. Let me log into the game real quick. Okay. You got golden cards, common cards. And here's the thing. You only get 100 common cards for 1,000. 1,000 for 25 gold. And only 5 epics for 1,000. To me personally, like, I missed it where you can get all these rewards, and there was more rewards you can get in the pass. I think the pass has, honestly, to me, the pass sucks. And I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of fell out of the game, because I thought the goal was to get everybody maxed out. I thought that was Clash Royale's goal, to get everybody up there. But now it seems like they're going away from that, and I don't know why.
Money.
I don't know. I just got mixed feelings about the shop. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely seems like a money thing there with the change of the shop and stuff like that. They're definitely not trying to get everyone maxed out. I think we can all agree on that. I think that one's out the window.
Well, yeah, because like the moment whenever they realized gold was so hard to get, this is way back when, but when gold was so hard to get, and everybody says, okay, now you can get gold faster. I literally thought they were trying to get it. That they were obviously took a step up of getting everybody trying to get close to maxed out because it was easy to get in gold. It still is. Well, kind of not now because they kind of destroyed the pass at that point. But that's just what I feel about the game. Like I feel like they were heading that step, but definitely now, like you said, no, like they not even getting close.
So I'm
to
actually
it now.
fine with the shop. I think it's
Really?
actually kind of cool. Now I wish you can earn more per day freely instead of spending gems.
Is that your cap? Is 1,000?
1,000 unless you
is.
gem it. It's like 50,000 or 50 gems will give you another 1,000. And I don't know. I've never done it, but
See, I'm not even
honestly,
interested to
the
learn
shop
it.
is kind of nice. I mean, like right now you got the common book, a rare book, or actually it's common. It's the and it's only worth for 10,000 tokens. So like you only need to play 10 days and then you get it. And then like the champion, I guess 35 days, you won't be able to get that if you're free to play anyway.
Yeah.
But like if you bit by the pass, you can earn more with the pass and stuff like that. So I don't know. I kind of like it.
Do you like the pass? Obviously, you're not
No.
spending money for the exactly
No.
the pass. Ever since they opened up the shop, I feel like the pass just went dead. Cool, you're opening up more chests. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah.
that when the gold pass was like the original gold pass was out. I thought it was so much more fun because you know me, I would get through it in a day. I would work hard.
Not even kidding.
I would work so hard to get those books so I can upgrade my troops. But now it's just I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I think the change in pricing and the amount of rewards you get kind of messed it all up because I know previously like that $5 was a $5 well spent. I mean, you got that book of cards.
super value.
I mean, they did that because they, when they introduced champions, they knew that it was going to be hard to upgrade those things. So I think, but that book of cards, I mean, wow, that was so useful. And now like,
and the coin,
the gold coin.
Oh yeah, the gold coin.
They did a lot.
And guaranteed a champion every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If we get to 14, that's why I spent $50 to get there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's my biggest problem. I am more concerned now a little bit about card evolution. So
let me go real quick.
Yeah, you please do.
So your perspective on the game, like where it's at and stuff like that, mine's a little different. Mine's more like I'm more scared of what Clash Royale's got in store because for one, they decided a mega draft was okay for a POL for a whole season. Okay, that was dumb, and they should have known better than that. At least try a classic challenge in a mega draft form first and see how that goes. If it's super, super popular and people want more, then yes, then I can see them going to, okay, that's nothing though. But like, but this card evolution stuff and like the new features in these cards and stuff like that, I'm more scared of like, cause that's either going to make the game or break the game.
Literally.
So
I feel like
I hope, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
Yeah, this is very a lot of red flags are going up and a lot of questionable stuff is happening, I'd say.
Yeah, there's definitely been better times, and I think a lot of players, definitely all of us, are just thinking about how in the world are we going to afford level 15 cards? I mean, isn't it like 250,000 gold for an upgrade? Or
yeah.
I mean, just thinking about all the work that you've done, and everyone listening, all the work that's been done to upgrade your cards, and then it's just like one of those things where you're just like hit with this like, what am I going to do? Like, this just feels defeating. Like, what's the purpose?
Exactly.
I have to re-upgrade everything again. I mean, I personally have like half of my cards maxed, and I'm just, I mean,
they're going down the road that Clash of Clans is going down. This is another reason why I don't play.
No, I think Clash of Clans is actually doing really well.
The problem is that I am never going to get that to that town hall. You know how long it takes to upgrade stuff and stuff like that. So I feel like
but it's a lot faster than it was. Like at least they're trying. It's a lot faster now. I heard that they dropped the prices down, especially on walls and stuff like that.
They have. Well, I haven't played in a while, but what I'm saying is I feel like they were going in the direction that Clash of Clans is going, is whereas like I'm never going to get to the like I'm maxed out, which I thought that was the goal. Get everybody maxed out. That's why everything's acquired by skill.
Now, if they do,
right?
I mean
that's the point. That's why I thought Clash Royale was heading until like once they gave out the gold coins, once they gave out where the other update where like everything's at a level 11 on the POL, which was really, really nice. It's all about skill base, right? But now it seems like they just want our money now. That's why level 15 is coming out, and they're trying.
Are you saying the game's not skilled? Is that what you're
I'm not saying the game's not skilled. I'm saying there were. I feel like Clash Royale was focused on at a point where they wanted us to get maxed out. They wanted all players to get up to the league and max them out. But now it's like, to do that, throw some money there. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just I got mixed feelings about what Clash Royale's decision making is.
Well, the one thing what they did to level 14 is like they adjusted like the upgrade. You know, like level 13 used to be 100,000.
Yes.
Now 14, it stayed at 100,000.
Yes.
And they kind of adjusted. I hope that's what they do on 15
I
instead
hope
of like 200 whatever
50,000.
thousand.
Yeah, that'd be obnoxious. I might delete the game at that point because
I won't. I probably won't.
what's the point?
Yeah.
You know how long it's going to take, especially with the pass is not helping you now. You know,
Wait, does the season shop have a coin? I don't think it does.
no,
Yeah,
unless it does pop up once in a
it
while.
don't.
I don't know. We've been talking a lot, Noah, but what do you kind of think? I
I
mean,
was going to say, I think the card evolution thing is pretty interesting because I really don't see it adding like a fun aspect to the game. I guess just kind of changing the cards up a little bit with an upgrade. I'm very surprised that they're not doing anything regarding Clan Wars because I think everyone can agree that Clan Wars have to be like one of the most dry parts of the game right now.
Yeah. By
Even
far.
just the trophy system of it, there's really no point in playing. You're really playing for one chest every week. What's the point in that?
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's just there's just 0 point to it. It's not fun. You know you don't really want to play it. I'm surprised they're not adding more 2v2 into the Clan Wars scene, making things a little more fun that way.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally agree. It's just, yeah, I don't know what Clash Royale is going to do. I was super excited whenever they announced that, hey, we're going to like, what was it called? That update. They said we're looking ahead for 6 months, and what's it called?
The road.
The roadmap. I was
roadmap,
actually super excited. I thought there was going to be brand new changes. It seems like
I agree with you. Like when that first came out, there was a little bit more of excitement there, and then now it's like
I lost sleep over it. I was YouTubing everything. I just could not wait. It was so. I got no life. Okay,
no, you got no kids. That's why.
You're right. Single Pringle over here. But anyways, no. But yeah, I was so excited, and now it's just like, really, this is stuff you're changing, and
it doesn't feel good.
No. I do got to ask, though. I know we're on this topic for quite a bit of time, but I do got to ask Noah. Me and Dylan, we were talking about last update about the update for losers. Do you wish there's certain things that you would change for the update for losers, or?
Yeah, I understand. I understand the price change for the pass, even though it's frustrating to a lot of people. I understand why, like all inflation stuff like that. I get that. The thing that I'm just confused in with the shop and things like that is I think they were relying on the fact that Mega Draft was going away to carry the update. And I'll be honest, I think it's been pretty solid. As far as the state of the game for me is in like day-to-day playing for Mac, I guess I'm like pretty much max in a lot of decks, so I don't really care for upgrading stuff that much anymore. Mm-hmm. So like the Book of Commons, we were talking about that just means nothing to me. I already have one of those and I don't have anything to use it on because I think the state of the game, like as far as like being fun, if you're max, I think it's fun. But then I have some friends who are like struggling, like they don't have a full max deck and they just can't find fun because there's nothing they can do about it. But personally, like I'm having a blast. I think normal mode is pretty solid. That's why like I'm so confused about the card evolution because if the normal ladder is back to normal and that's okay, then they should focus on improving other parts of the game rather than adding another level to push away more players who don't have max cards.
The only reason why I wasn't mad about, I understand the max players could be mad whenever everything was maxed at 13, but I can understand why they moved it up to 14 because of champions. And 13's been maxed out for how long? How many years? A very long time.
Since it started, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they did need that because I bet you there was a ton of maxed out players, so it did give out a more broad balance. But now adding another level like this soon, I don't know. what you have maxed out right now, let's say I got level 14s, and then when the update drops, those automatically get to move to level 15, and everything else gets moved up. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Because think about it, if it really is 250,000 gold,
if they do make it to 200 whatever 50,000 gold to upgrade, then I'm sure that they will not carry over. Like if you have a maxed out wizard, which you should never have, it should never carry over to be 15. Yeah. But if it's like if it's the same like 100,000, then I would see like level 14. Your level 14 will turn into a 15.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what. Yeah,
I got a lot of mixed feelings. I'm pretty bummed out about Clash Royale and their.
Okay, but I get the level 15, but like, would it be worth it though? If the level 15, like they said, they're coming out with like new features, so like another like skill set. Will you think that little skill set will be worth it? Like if these cards have like, I don't know, like Brawl Star powers, where like if you have like the wizard throws like another like a huge fireball or something like that, so that'll add another like skill level, and level 15. Would. Like, could that be worth it?
Speaking of adding abilities and stuff like that, you showed me an image of how how you're in the game and you see the cards and you see the elixir bar at top. Mm-hmm. We saw something totally different. We saw another bar above the elixir bar.
Yeah, like a dark elixir.
It was like a dark elixir bar.
This is a fan made, but
right. Like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the thing is definitely just misplaced. I think that maybe in a year that'd be good, but I think right now doing like something that helps the community and increases community, which 2v2 I think is just the clear cut. Make 2v2 fun again. That's my campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
dude, they need a classic challenge 2v2.
They do.
Oh, wow.
You know how
that
big,
would be so fun.
Yeah, you know how big that would be. Yeah.
2v2 leaderboard. I was talking to
yes,
dude, that'd be dope.
2v2 leaderboard. You have to select your 2v2 partner each maybe month or so, just so it wasn't like constantly switching. I could see how that might be some like toxic stuff, but like that would just be such a blast.
That would.
Yeah, that would.
We'll just keep dreaming over here.
Yeah. So before we end this, I want to ask everybody, like, so where do you like the question of it? Where do you think Clash Royale, the state of the game, is going, up or down, or do you kind of just? I don't know. It's a hard.
I don't know. I think it's kind of obvious. It's going down.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think it's going up.
Yeah, definitely. I think I agree. So, not good.
I guess we'll see. I mean, in June. We'll see if Kale deletes or not.
Yeah.
All right, card spotlight.
This is a new
topic segment. What do you want to
feature?
Say?
I don't know.
There you go. So we're going to be talking about the Witch and the Mortar. So first off, let's talk about the Witch. Caleb's favorite card.
One of my favorite, not the favorite, but one.
So why do you like the Witch?
Okay, the Witch is really cool. It's like that balance of a card that's really good on defense and offense. Okay. It's really good at protecting, and it's really good at distracting.
Hang on. What's your trophy count?
Not good.
65? Okay, keep going.
66, 43.
Okay, go on. That explains
it. Yeah. I actually showed Dylan the Witch. Dylan didn't think it was that good until he used it, and then I realized I maxed that sucker out real quick. I'm like, dude, you got to try the Witch. And Dylan's like, fine, I'll try it. And then he had a hard time getting away from it. But anyways, I love the Witch. Yeah. It's a pretty good card.
So, like, what is its strengths, you think?
Okay, its strengths, it is...
Like, obviously, it's really good against, like, a mini P.E.K.K.A. or anything that doesn't really splash,
it's really good
at melee.
Yes, it's really good at, definitely melee, single attacks.
And I feel like that's why you see it a lot in mid-ladder. But, that it could be another reason why you see in mid-ladder a lot of splash as well. Like, you see a lot of wizard. I understand it, but...
Yeah. It's not good when it comes to any air. Like, she doesn't deal, like, a whole bunch of damage. But when she's on tower and the skeletons are distracting the archer, that's where she can become very deadly and be really close to destroying your tower if you don't pay attention to it.
Or if you had a tank in front of it.
Exactly. So when you put a tank in front of it, that's where she can become deadly. But if you're trying to use it on defense against air, let's say a balloon goes your way, I would not use a Witch because a Witch is not going to do nothing for it. Like let's just say you see Lumberjack and Balloon down. Yeah, sure, it's going to distract the Lumberjack and won't push as far up, depending on where you put your Witch. But if you can lock the witch on the balloon, it ain't going to do that much damage. So defensive air, but like what you said, like even it can counter Mega Knight if you play it right. It can counter P.E.K.K.A. It can counter some pretty big giant skeletons, another one, and stuff like that. That can do pretty good job at distracting. So, what do you think, Noah?
I personally think the witch is horrible.
Oh, really?
Not to just like rain on y'all's parade, but I don't know. I think it can be okay, but the problem is no one uses it that I play against, like in the top 1,000, and I think that's just because there's so many cards that counter it so well, like the Valkyrie and like even the Golden Knight when the Golden Knight was hot for a while. I think the Golden Knight
That
being
is
so
true.
good killed the witch because I mean it just you cannot play a witch defensively if someone has a Golden Knight. I mean, you know, it's just
True.
not gonna work
Same
out.
as Firecracker. I'd say same as Firecracker. That's only a 3 elixir card, and it will annihilate the witch.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
I think-
Or even like a barbarian barrel. Like if it's not, if the witch is not
I mean,
supported,
that's
you can use a
true.
barbarian barrel and kill it so
2
easily
elixir.
with your tower.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Barbarian
is
Barrel is
true.
really hot right now too.
It is.
Such a good card because it's just such good at defense. It takes out those cards like the witch that need a tank in front of them. Even with a tank in front,
Yep.
sometimes the Barbarian Barrel can just roll over both of them, kill all the skeletons, and then kill the witch. And it's just like, well, there's
Such a
all
good card.
Do you see a lot of witch, Dylan?
I do, yeah.
You do. I do see a little bit of a witch.
Almost
yeah.
every single game. I don't
Really?
understand it. Yeah.
I only see 3 cards almost every single game. That's
Only on ladder though.
Yeah, ladder. When I'm talking about ladder,
Not
yeah,
PLL.
yeah.
I don't see a whole lot in PLL.
Not PLL, but on ladder I see witch is not really for witch for me, but it's Valkyrie, Wizard, and Mega Nut. Those are the 3
Yeah.
cards I see every time.
So I think
Anyways,
Noah's right.
think
The witch
he's-
is trash.
really,
Is-
what tier? Noah, give me a tier. What would you put the witch in the tier list?
A tier list, probably D.
Really,
Yeah.
Noah?
I'd say D as well.
Gosh dang it!
Okay, but
I was
hear
going
me
with
out.
B.
I did
or
some
C.
research. Okay. This is the witch on a grand challenge stats. So it's rated 108th on rating,
Oof.
108th on win percentage. I think I didn't record the win percentage, but I think it's like 2%. And it's 96th usage rate. So like it's terrible. No, it's not 96%, but it's like
Yeah.
rated 96.
Yep.
It has too many
That's on a
counters,
grand
too.
challenge.
It's countered too easily, and although I do like it because it does have like one outplay thing that I think outplay potential to it, and that is like whenever I was I guess in a Mega Draft thing or something, and I end up using the witch because I actually never use decks that use the witch, but whenever
Right.
like I'm in something and I get it like a draft battle, I figured that if you memorize the timing of its output of skeletons, whenever like someone princes the back, you can place the witch in enough time to where it puts out a set of skeletons, and then if they errors that, it puts out another set of skeletons and it stays protected.
Oh
Hmm.
wow.
That's one thing that I do like about it is if like memorizing, I don't know how much time is in between those skeletons, maybe like 8 seconds or something, but if you
It's
place
probably
it
close to
early
that.
enough, you'll get that second set, and that'll help you even if someone zaps or something.
It's a good point.
That is a good point. Yeah.
Now here's the ladder stats. It's nuts. It like flips almost. So it's number 76 on the rating, and then it's 10th most usage card, which is 21%, and then it's 76% win rate at a 49% win
Wow.
rate. So it's a total different game on ladder. It seems like it's definitely jumped, 30 spots.
Mm-hmm.
But that's that's ladder for you.
That is mid ladder, and we are definitely in it. Yep. Noah, have you ever experienced mid ladder, or were you just that good where you're just going against pros who know what they're doing?
I have experienced mid ladder. Whenever I didn't have anything maxed, I had my log bait deck with like level 10 Goblin Barrel, but I did have the Valkyrie in that deck, so I guess that also influences my opinion on the witch, you know,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
you face it every game, so we gotta have the
Mhm.
Valkyrie or something for it.
So, what do you think for new players? Let's say, in that 5,000, 6,000 trophy range, is Witch just easier to play? Is that why people play it?
Yeah, I think it is really easy to play. Whenever I was like first starting out, before I started like using like log bait, I remember I would play Giant Witch, and I would giant in the back, and then I put a witch behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, see,
Easier.
that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
also like about the witch too. You don't have to, because I'm not a good thinker, right? So it's easy to like distract other cards because like there's certain cards that you have to put it on a specific tile for it to work right, which you don't really necessarily have to worry about that. So by you guys saying like, yeah, it's easy to use, it's very easy to use because you don't really have to think as much which tile you have to put on it to make it work. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Let's go to the more serious card here, the Mortar, which is the number one win percentage card, which is a 57% on a grand challenge. What do you guys think about the Mortar?
Yeah, I think I want to go first on this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I personally think the Mortar is a good card. I think it has it's a very high skill card though, and I guess that's why in the grand challenges it has such high stats because you got to know when to play it offensively and you have to know when to play it defensively. Also, whenever you're running a Mortar, it's going to be your only. I don't know a lot of decks that run another building besides Mortar, so it takes a lot of skill because defensively it's obviously not amazing because it's a Mortar. It's not distributing any DPS. It's just kind of distracting. So I think it's a good card. I think it adds a lot of skill to the game. I personally don't like it. I don't ever use it just because I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I've memorized that skill of like when I should play it offensively and when I should play it defensively.
Hey parents.
Yeah, you.
Are you looking for a podcast your kids will really love?
Well, we made one just for you.
And for us.
As genuine, all-natural kids ourselves, we know what makes a fun and interesting podcast.
So we decided to make it ourselves. Every show is packed with interviews, stories, and on-the-ground reporting.
We have interviewed everyone from scientists to Grammy Award-winning musicians to NFL quarterbacks.
Listen to Wild Interest wherever you get your podcasts.
yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, I'm not very smart about this game. There's times where I get too aggressive with the Mortar, and there's other times to be honest, I just don't know how to play Mortar. I'm not very like
the placements and
exactly
when to place at the bridge, when
Yeah.
to place in the middle of the
You
bridge,
should-
like the middle.
Yeah, you should definitely watch me how to play Expo, bro. I suck at it. Like when it comes to placements on defensive cards, or like Mortar or Expo, I just suck at it. I don't know when to attack, when to lay it down, and I know I'm going to get damage out of it.
I feel like Mortar. I think most Mortar decks have Minor, so I think the main offense you got is Mortar and Minor, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
And I don't know, maybe Wall Breakers. I don't know if Wall Breakers are in a Mortar deck or not, but
Hog Rider too.
oh yeah,
Hog Rider?
That's true too.
Wow.
That's a pretty solid deck.
Yeah,
No kidding.
that's true with the Earthquake, right?
Yeah, I have that deck max
Earthquake.
actually. I meant to
Nice.
say that I have my Mortar max. I think it's just because it's a common card.
I have my Mortar Max as well.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
Oh my goodness.
So that update where archers were overpowered, I updated archers, and then I up whenever the pass was good, and it gave me all that lovely loot.
So the Mortar on a Grand Challenge, it is a second best rated card. I forgot what the first was. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't think it was log. Hang on, let me look at it now. Oh yeah, it's Goblins. They're rated number one.
Wow.
Dude, they're good.
The Mortar is 47th card on the usage rate, which is 6%, which is it's not too bad, I guess. And then obviously I said number one card on the win percentage, 57%. So
What do you think the biggest weakness on Mortar is?
E-Giant, right? Has to be.
You think so?
I think it's so distractible.
I think it is because
True.
you could place it like it's easily distractible. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's true.
yeah. It's
It's
for
also
me
so
like either I'm placing it the Mortar wrong, or it's so hard for me to get that sucker locked on tower because that's kind of the goal, right? So yeah, I always struggle with that.
Okay. What do you think the strengths would be?
The
It's
cool
a-
strength.
I mean,
on it,
like-
it's a good defensive card. Is like what I mean by if you put it in the middle of the board, while let's say you lay down Witch, okay, I see this a lot when people lay down Witch. The Witch is almost dead because the dang Mortar is just launching at it. You know what I mean? I'd say that's kind of a
A good strength that I see on it
strength
is
on it,
like
but-
if somebody's using the Giant or a Golem, you can place it at the bridge and it'll fire like the Golem for a little bit until it gets too close. Then it's immediately to the tower, unless they forget.
yeah.
Or if they don't forget, then they can place another distraction card, obviously. But that is kind of a nice thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think it's that it baits so much stuff out because like I can't think of a cheap card that takes out the mortar whenever someone places it at the bridge. I mean, you have to play something on that thing. So it's like
True.
just to be annoying. Like
That's a good point.
if you ever want to like if you can really mess someone else's cycle up if you play a mortar at the bridge because like they'll have to play certain cards to take it out because there's really on specific cards that'll take it out. Can't really do much. So you can kind of control the games with the mortar, and I think that's its biggest strength is you force people to play at your pace or to do what you want them to.
It's kind of like an expo deck, you know?
Good point.
Yeah. And
Kind of.
that's why I think paired with a miner, it's so good. It's like mortar, miner, and control. Like you run the whole
Yeah.
team. They respond to you.
You see poison with that collection, don't you? Those two combo?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure.
Mortar, miner, poison?
Yeah. I've never really heard of I don't think I've heard of miner mortar that much, but I can't remember.
I know.
Definitely
I've seen,
miner poison.
I know I've
but-
seen Surtag play a deck like that, and because he had one of those highlights to where like he laid his mortar down and he played like Dark Prince in the back, but then he used his his miner in the back of his tower, and the Dark Prince turned around, and the mortar started locking onto his tower. So like you can outplay people like that.
my
So
goodness.
so it is kind of fun to do that. But
And the tornado too. I've seen people like
oh yeah,
100%.
This
I
is-
feel like oh my goodness.
Tornado's got to be the best spell in the game, right?
I don't think so.
Tornado. Wait, what did you say?
I don't think it's tornado. It's definitely. I think it's top 2. I'll be honest.
What's number
What do you
one?
think? Poison?
Log.
Oh yeah, yeah,
log.
I feel like log is still just so common. Like I see it almost every game. I mean,
yeah.
That
You
is
do.
true. Log is good. Do you you think log would be dead if they took out the pushback?
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Not if it just deals damage a little bit. Like it will destroy your goblins, your skeletons, but it just doesn't do pushback.
Yeah, you got to have that pushback for the Ram Riders and all that good stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And also the Mighty Miner. You mean how many times you want to log the Mighty Miner for it to reset? You almost
You
wish
gotta-
it. You almost wish it
got a
was back to where it was, to where it pushed back even more.
You got a point. Yeah. Yep. You got a point.
Dude, we're flying.
Yeah, we're flying. It's all right.
All right, guys. The mid ladder deck.
Let's get this over with. No.
Caleb can't play it.
I got no Mega Nut. It's at level 10.
Level 10 Mega Knight. No wonder he's still in mid ladder.
Yeah, Dylan had to brag and just salt on me. I'm over you, bro.
All right, last episode we did kind of discuss this, but here's the deck that we're going to be talking about. So you have, and don't laugh, we have the Archers, the Mega Knight, Elite Barbarians, Royal Recruits, E-Giant, the Witch, Mini P.E.K.K.A., and you have to have the Firecracker.
And you got the 7,000 trophies.
Got all the way to 7,000 trophies. And Noah over here won a classic challenge with it.
In 2 weeks, you got to 7,000 with that deck.
Dude, Noah, talk about that the challenge.
Yeah, so I actually definitely wasn't my first challenge with the deck. I had to learn. The good news about it though is like the strategy of the deck is you just choose when to defend, and sometimes you just don't choose to defend, and that's the only thing that makes it so good is it's got such heavy cards. So against certain decks, you really just control the game because they can't do that much because you just keep building up things on the back. So, but my first couple of classic challenges was definitely pretty rough because I had to realize that you can't defend everything. But then, like by the time I got that, I was 12-2, so I barely got it. But I realized that if you just put an E-Giant in the back and they play their building on it, then you just put a Mega Knight in the back, or you put something else, and at some point they just run out of options.
Yeah,
Wow.
I normally do Mega Knight first. And I like to hide my E-Giant. So I do Mega Knight, and then they use like their really good cards for that. So like Mini P.E.K.K.A. is really good on Mega Knight and stuff like that, or the Mighty Miner, or a building. And if they use all that for my Mighty Miner, then I just do E-Giant at the bridge on double elixir, and then they have nothing for it, and you just win the game.
Wow. This deck is stupid.
And for the most
How do
part,
you
you
go
have
against a log bait or someone of a fast cycle deck?
so fast cycles are pretty hard.
That's
I mean,
what I was about to say. Like, what are you going to do when they're
Yeah.
just spamming things like a hog rider
But like you
deck?
said, sometimes you got to learn sometimes you got to learn to take damage, use your tire's resource, so you can go and do even more damage, and they can't defend it.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I played a log bait deck, and I remember I let like 2 or 3 barrels go, or I just played like a firecracker on them that then would go on offense. And the way that I beat them is you're not going to win in single because it's just so heavy. But in double elixir, I think, or maybe even it was triple, but in double or triple elixir, you just build up so many. I made like a Mega Knight giant push. And then,
it's so bad.
and then they play their one building, which is like a cannon or like a bomb tower, and then it just gets obliterated by both.
Yeah, like one
And dude,
jump, it's done.
And Royal Recruits, I feel like there's a lot of people that I play, don't know how to defend it right, and like they'll pick a side while the other side's going ham, and you get a lot of value there.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
they're
just, and
they're
the Royal
ridiculous.
Recruits are so good on defense.
Oh,
so like
man.
if your opponent dual lane pressures, you just slay 7 elixir and you got it covered
exactly
for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's so good.
And the firecracker too.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Firecracker, yes.
Keep that sucker alive.
Yes, by using it. Yeah, that's one reason
insane.
why I have Firecracker in this deck, because like if you use an E-Giant at the bridge or something like that, your Firecracker, the goal is to keep your Firecracker alive at all costs.
Mhm.
So obviously you have a tank, it's going to be super annoying.
Oh yeah.
Like I had people Fireballer.
Yeah.
just the
literally.
Firecracker.
Yes, I've had so many people fireball it because they literally hate the card. Why? Because they have Minion Horde in there,
Yeah.
and it will literally obliterate a Minion Horde, every single one. So it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, I think people have to spend so much like elixir on your E-Giant and your Mega Knights that they don't have enough for those like arrows or whatever to take out your Firecracker. So your Firecracker gets so much value.
And, well, and another thing is like you can bait out arrows too with your archers.
Exactly.
Or vice versa. You know, use a Firecracker to bait out arrows or bait out your archers. So
Now, obviously, I did not play this deck yet. But you said your biggest weakness on this deck was air.
yeah, air.
What kind of cards are air
So
that
I played-
are super problematic?
No, I don't play a lot of air because I don't think, especially like where I'm at, I don't see a lot of air at all. I've seen like maybe 1 or 2. I played against like 1 or 2 lava hound decks, and I don't know how to defend them anyway. So
You don't.
I mean, I guess the one way you can defend a lava hound is like you want to probably use your E giant on the same side, probably more than likely.
No, I go
But-
opposite lane.
You do?
Yeah, because if you go opposite lane and they place a lava, like I played one in the Classic Challenge, just go opposite lane with your E-Giant, then they have to spend so much elixir on the E-Giant that you just take the lava hound out with archers.
So they can't support. They
can't support Lava Hound. They can't put a
Oh.
train behind it.
Yeah, that's kind of that thing of like just not defending. You just
That's a good
because, like,
point. Yeah.
I just play or Mega Knight. Just think about it. Like you just place a Mega Knight at the bridge on the right side when they go lava hound in the back.
Yeah,
and
makes
then
sense, 'cause if
the
they
lava
don't-
hound's getting shredded.
Exactly, because if they don't do that, you're just almost like, if they just continue to spam on that Lava Hound side, you're basically trading towers at that point.
Which is a lot better than trying to defend a lava hound that you can't defend.
Yeah,
Especially not
that's
with
true.
I mean, obviously Firecracker and archers can get easily arrows, and then Witch is okay, but it's 5 elixir, so it's not like. and it
Yeah,
doesn't-
but would you almost want
So-
to bait out the?
Hold on, real quick. Sorry.
What's up?
So I was just thinking about this. So like obviously the witch isn't very good, and me playing this deck, I don't actually play a lot of witch. I'm wondering if it'd be better to switch this out with like either tornado or barbarian barrel.
I don't think any spell would. Well, maybe tornado for the E-Giant actually. That'd be a good idea because the E-Giant does need that support sometimes.
That and like the chip damage for the firecracker, or you could tornado like for your Mega Knight as well.
Mhm.
So like
Or like you said, you struggle with air. Well, that could be your problem too. That could,
and
that could be
defending
your
like Hog
solution.
Riders would be a little bit easier because you can activate King Tower with the tornado
Or
as
would
well.
you do a building
Yeah, I don't know.
bomb tower, mortar? Could you imagine?
Barbarian Hut.
Could you imagine?
Just kidding.
Yeah, could you imagine putting a mortar behind all that and watching it just go?
Actually, Noah, what do you think about switching out the witch for the Goblin Hut?
Oh no, the Goblin Hut is so annoying. I was thinking
It's so toxic, but
That
you're still
is-
spending
oh.
5 elixir, and I feel like they give you more value.
Yeah, that's your air too.
And you get a building.
They're spear
yeah,
goblins.
Yeah, right.
That's probably
They're
the
not
better option,
daggers.
but oh my goodness, I played it today on ladder, and then I was like, okay, and then I went over to Grand Challenge and Classic, and I played it more. And I'm like, this
Dude,
Dude.
that new graveyard deck, it's something, man. I love it.
I think
Dude,
Graveyard
that,
deck
new-
with Goblin
Dude,
Hut.
new players to the game they get Goblin Hut, you're almost overpowered. Dude, they're so good early in the game, Goblin Hut. I mean, obviously they're good now, no matter where you're at.
I'm checking
But-
them out here real quick.
Dude, Goblin Hut's annoying.
I think they're going to get nerfed pretty soon, but just because, like, I mean, I see it all the time.
Exactly,
It's a
yeah.
problem card.
Well,
It's-
I don't know, because we see Wizard, I see Mega Nut. I mean, you see all these cards all the time are a little overrated, in my opinion.
So the Goblin Hut on a Grand Challenge, the rating is 62, which is number 12. The
Wow.
usage rate is 16% with a 55% win rate.
Wow, that's actually pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's Gob Hut. Wow.
Yeah.
Gob Hut has got to be now the best spawner decks out there, hands
Yeah,
down.
I think it's the best state that the spawner deck community's ever been in.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it's so toxic.
It
It
is.
definitely is
It's
toxic.
very annoying, especially when it breaks and you see all those. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, they're everywhere.
It's a solid card. I like it.
It is.
I've been playing it. Mine's only level 11, so I can only play it for like only like the challengers on POL. But once
Mhm.
that's done, then I have to drop it and find another deck.
They
But
should bring back the Dark Goblin Hut.
Dark Goblin.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Ex-
that's,
Oh,
like an
the
expert?
dark Goblin. Okay,
Dude,
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
dude. Oh, dude, that thing was so toxic.
I thought you were talking about the physical dark, like
Oh no, sorry.
bright and dark. Goblin. I was like, what are you talking about?
Sorry. Dark Goblin. Remember that game mode?
Yeah, it was.
Dude,
What was
that
like
thing
a
was-
party hut mode or something like that.
Party
yeah.
Hut. That's what it was. Dude, it was so stupid.
It was like an expo.
yeah, it was just like a really cheap expo.
Oh, it worked. That
That
was
was so
so
much
good.
fun.
It was. All right.
All right, guys. Like I said, you guys need to join the Discord server because we got something very exciting that we just started up. And that's an esports team, which is called CR Radio Esports. So actually, Noah is the leader of the esports team. And dude, I think it's like the first day that we started it. And man, we already got 7 players.
That's a lot.
It's awesome,
Mhm.
and people are excited, man. I'm
Mhm.
excited.
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely such an amazing opportunity that makes the game fun. Because I think when it comes to like if you don't have enough levels or you don't have enough like or honestly whenever level 15 comes out, we're gonna need esports to we're gonna need it to carry
Mhm.
us through. I think
Yeah.
it would have been even better last season because, with the mega draft, but I think it's just such a great opportunity for everyone just to learn, to get better, and to have a good time. And I mean, I think we're all going to be. It's just going to be great. We're all going to be in VC, hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
playing matches. We're gonna see about 2v2 tournaments with other esports teams and stuff like that. Because I know as I've been talking, I love 2v2. I think it's such a great game mode that needs to be played more. But
Is
yeah,
that your
Definitely.
favorite? Is that your favorite game mode, Noah? Is 2v2?
honestly, I really don't like it like when I'm not on VC, but when I'm on VC, it is so fun because
It is.
I don't know, like
Especially if you're playing with another team that's out. That's like I said, if we're doing an esports and we're doing 2v2, you know how competitive that would be.
Yeah.
would be awesome.
That's
and like
super
you're literally trying to figure out decks that would work. So that will bring a different level and it to be a lot more fun that
Yeah.
I've never experienced in a 2v2.
So, like, no, you know how like we have our league, our Discord league.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think about like having a 2v2 in our league? That would be kind of fun as well.
Ooh, that would.
But
be
like I
so-
said, that would be fun. But like I said, everybody would have to join the same.
Yeah, but could
clan,
you imagine
right?
having a teammate?
Everybody have to join the same clan, right?
I think so. I don't know.
To
but
play each
yeah,
other,
you're
to play
right.
against each other.
possibly there is
so-
that.
plan for everyone.
So
I wish they would.
They need to
change
change
that.
something
They
like
need to
that,
change
yeah.
but that would be so cool.
Yeah.
I would love to have a teammate in that where we could like try to discuss and strategically how to build up a deck. That'd be cool. But anyways,
Yeah.
just a thought.
yeah, we
But
already
so
people, and we have a couple more. I think that are going to be trying out soon. And I had a pretty fun time today. Just trying out some people, and it's always just like nice and friendly. It's going to be a very, more friend-based esports team. I know that some of them can be a little toxic, as I've heard. So
Right.
I'm gonna be staying
Definitely.
away from that. Going to be making sure that there's good like community, and we're all just remembering that they were meant to be having fun and improving, not like trashing each other or anything. So I think it's just going to be a great time.
Right. Yeah, I'm not the best player, obviously, but I think it'd be super good for like, especially like you're like a top 1,000 or
Yeah,
what's
I don't see
your
grass?
what's that?
I don't see grass.
What is your what's your best finishes?
My best finish is the season before the beautiful Mega Draft.
Oh,
I finished 1,312. and
God.
that's awesome.
I was 300 in the world with a week to go, and
Wow.
I fell all the way down to unranked, and I literally
Can I get your autograph? No.
I
man.
wasn't ranked, and I was so sad. But
Mm.
yeah, I have 1,300, and that's really my only really good one. Other than that, it's like 4,500 and stuff, which is still good. But like,
Wow.
I really
Right.
want that badge. You know that beautiful
Mm-hmm.
top 1,000 badge. Like, please. And I've been going.
That would be
for it
so
for,
cool.
Been going for it forever. So hopefully this
So-
season.
Right. So for me, like obviously, I'm on the team now, and I didn't have to go through tryouts. So boom. But anyway,
Thanks, bro.
I had to brag.
Yeah, of course. I didn't get no invite. You
But-
don't want me. You do not want
Yeah,
me.
KO's the kind of player that will literally golem at the back first play.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the smartest player in Clash Royale.
But people get kind of scared like joining the esports team when they're like a 6,000 trophy range or a 7,000 trophy range, because for us, we'll almost take on anybody. Now, obviously, we can only have like a max maybe 10 or so. We can't go too much, so we have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like some people are scared to like join an esports team because, like I said, they'll beat me all the time and
A lot of
whatever.
pressure.
And I'm probably going to beat most of the time anyway. But it's a good learning experience.
It is,
when
yeah.
you have like a person like Noah that's really smart in the game and like, I don't know, I considered a pro.
Oh, he's
kinda.
a pro. If you finish top 1,000, dude, that's insane.
But like you have him like in your ear coaching you, and you're going to
Mhm.
get better. So like
yeah.
I encourage anybody to join an esports team for the experience and really to create friendships and have a good time. Like
Oh yeah.
there's no better thing to do to play a video game with a bunch of friends.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's definitely a great time and a good time for friends, and I've already made so many friendships just from like today because I have to have
Yeah.
everyone's friend request to try them out. So
yeah.
yeah,
And dude, we're getting a lot of like, I guess, feedback. Like there's a lot of people excited on the Discord about esports. So that is super cool. You can definitely tell that these guys are very motivated and they're definitely want to be on board about this. So that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Definitely.
So
I think we'll just have like one more thing. I think we'll just have like one more week of like just hanging out, getting to know each other, and then next week we'll probably have our first scrim, and after that, I guess future podcasts will have information about how the scrims went and how everything's going.
Definitely.
that's awesome. Yeah.
That'll be nice to have a
Definitely.
little update segment or something. So
Oh, for sure. We'll definitely have that.
Yep.
All right. So we got one review from Spotify from Dino Finn. He said, "Love your podcast, 10 out of 10, and it would be great to join your clan, but I'm a cool leader in mine, so I don't have Discord, and if you have an email or something else I can reach you at." Well, thank you, man, for the 10 out of 10. That's
Yes.
so motivating,
That
especially
is.
for us. We spend a lot of time, trying to editing. We spend a lot of time, trying to figure out what, the schedule and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Especially on our staff on our Discord as well. They do put a lot of work into it as well. So yeah, that is
Definitely.
actually really huge and very encouraging to them as well.
yeah.
Knowing that they're doing a good job. So
Speaking of our staffs, we got a brand new staff
that
member,
is true.
Frozen Yeti.
Frozen Yeti.
Congrats, man. And I'm so glad you're part of the team. And he's been here almost day one. So
Yep.
I'm super, super excited for him to be a staff member. And Noah, man, I appreciate you joining us for this episode. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll definitely have to do this again for sure.
Yes, definitely.
yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It's been an amazing time. So
Like I said, guys, join the Discord. Everything will be down at the show notes below, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.